Sanjana, thank you very much for joining. Can we just start with a brief introduction from your side?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Vikas, for having me here. I'm Sanjana Maheshwari, and I am an undergraduate majoring in computer engineering from Maliga University. I was recently awarded the GHC Scholarship. So, it's a conference of women, like the largest conference in the world, where women technologists gather together. Apart from that, I'm currently interning with a startup that's called the Raven protocol. They are building distributed deep learning frameworks. And yes, I am an active participant at various clubs of my university. I'm leading a chapter right now in my university. Yeah, that's a little introduction about.
Wow. So you said you're Google Scholars. You've got Google Scholarship. What was that?
No, it's the Grace Hopper
Great
scholarship.
Scholar. What is that? Can you tell something about it?
Yeah, sure. Like it's a very good scholarship So it happens like in two places. It happens in the USA and in India. So there are two parts to the scholarship. One is the GHC scholarship and other is the GHCI that's meant for the Indian women. So I applied for this particular scholarship, the GHC, Grace Hopper celebrations in I guess in the month of May or something around that. So, in this scholarship, you get an opportunity to network with women all around the globe. There are women leaders who are going there, and there are a lot of sessions and resume building sessions, networking sessions, and it's really helpful. Like when you are seeking for internships or anything else, like you get to met recruiters in person. So it used to happen in USA, and Anita Borg, the organization, used to fund it. But because of the pandemic, it would be happening virtual. So yeah, that's all about the scholarship.
Okay. So how did you come to know about it?
In my very first year, I came across one of my seniors who was GHCI scholar, and she interviewed with a ton of, with very good companies, and she had a great experience. From there, I came to know about this scholarship. I didn't apply in my first year thinking that, like, I didn't have a very good experience at that time. I actually, joined my college with zero experience in coding.
Okay.
I didn't apply, but in the second year, like when the opportunity came, I thought like let's give it a try. I was really lucky, I would say, because apart from internships and everything, I really want to network with people. It's really helpful in the long run. So yeah, that's it.
Cool. So I saw your GitHub profile. It's a very nicely made profile. Your biodata introduction is very nicely made as a C program.
Actually, I don't know, like it's a thing with me. I am really into C++. I don't know why. And most of the people fancy around languages like Python and everything. I'm into WebD, but like I really I appreciate that language because it taught me a lot about coding. So yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
nice. Very few people are so enthusiastic about C++.
It's a really good place to start, if you want to
Yeah.
learn programming. I really appreciate that language. I don't know why
Oh,
many people fear
that's
it,
cool.
but I really like it.
That's nice. Even I like it.
Yeah.
Uh, so you also said you're doing some internship right now in deep learning.
Yeah, yeah.
What is that?
So yeah, okay. I can tell you about I can give you a briefing. So like I'm not very much into machine learning and everything, but I am a lot into WebD and cloud technologies. So
Mhm.
I joined here as a full stack developer. So I am currently working on they are building a platform. So I am actually building that platform from scratch, the
Okay.
complete UI and everything. And apart from that, like I am working on Django REST framework
Mhm.
some point there. I am writing some API, consuming some APIs, and just working around that things. So
Mhm.
let's see like how it will proceed. Yeah.
Wow. So you're doing full stack development in a company that's doing deep learning.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's
Actually,
interesting.
there are machine learning engineers, and like they write a lot of algorithms, and like the team is really very good. So I get to know about a lot of things from here only, from my internship only. Yeah, that.
Wow. So how do you, like you said, when you started, you really did not know enough about computer science, and then
Yeah.
within 2 years, you're quite an expert. How did you manage
Mm,
this?
I'm not an expert. What I believe, Vikas, is that in this field, you are actually growing. I have met a lot of seniors in my first year itself. I have seen them. There are a ton of G-Sockers and open source people who actually inspired me a lot. I even
Mhm.
have a blog at my Medium where I discuss about my first open source contribution. It was with Pause Asia, and that actually kept me very motivated. Like, you can do anything new. Like, if you are even stuck at an issue, it will always lead you to something new. I will tell you, like, I was not very fluent with styling stuff, and making CSS stuff. Most of us fear that, but
Mhm.
when I started my internship, I was actually getting the right tools to work upon them. So I actually improved in that area. So I think this is how you improve in computer science. It's also not that I'm not interested in theoretical topics. I'm very much interested in theoretical computer science topics, and sometimes I also wonder, like, why am I always reading about them? But they are very, helpful to me always. I read a lot about system design, although that is not required right now. Like, I have just, passed my second year.
Mhm.
So, but I have seen a lot of people saying that it's a really tough subject, and but I was reading about system design, and I'll tell you, like, it's very practical thing. When you are scaling something, you are building something. So, like, I'm not saying I'm very much experienced, but reading about these subjects gives you a confidence to talk about these topics. So yeah.
Oh, you said you have also contributed to some open source projects.
Yes, it's not a very big contribution, but it's very special for me because I actually contributed to POS Asia with help one of my seniors. So he's a maintainer there at POS Asia, and he was in my college.
Mhm.
So we have an open source society that's called the AMU OSS in our college, and they keep posting, like, there are few good issues, first beginner issues. So would you like to contribute to them? So one day, like, I was not very confident when I just entered my college. So I kept thinking on that message for about 15 minutes. Oh, should I message him? Would I be able to do that? Yeah, self doubt things come in play.
Mhm.
But then I messaged him, and he told me, like, it won't be very difficult. You will be able to do it. And I was like, okay. So I started my work. It took me around 16 days to complete that pull request, but I
Okay.
learned a lot of GitHub using command line, uh, dual booting your system. I have seen many people who don't know how to dual boot their system. They don't know
Oh.
how to use two operating system on a single system. Like, it was a very good experience for me. Open source is always going to teach you a lot. Yeah.
Oh. So how do you get your motivation to do so many things apart from your academics? I'm sure academics is a large part
Uh,
of your college life. How do you get time
uh,
for everything else?
Academics are a large fight. Like, they pile up a lot in my life. But at the end, you have to be, a talented person to to get into a good place. Even if you want to have your own startup, you have to be a talented person. Just reading books and mugging around topics is not going to help. That's what I have learned in
Okay.
all, like, in 2 years, that it's good at one point that you are great at academics. I was always, doing good at my academics, but in my college, somehow I realized that you have to be active at your co-curricular activities, because you need to, build a, for building a life, you need to have some experience. After graduating, I just cannot rely on my college to give me placements. I need to be a skilled person to grab them. So that's what I am focusing on right now. Yeah.
Okay, so you have plans to start your own startup or
Uh, uh, Speaking personally, like I really want some experience first. Like
okay?
I belong to a family. My family background is a business one. So yeah, I am a business minded kind of person. But I really want to get some experience first.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, if I get an opportunity, even to work with a startup, like I really adore them because they teach you a lot in person.
Mm.
So yeah, if I ever get an opportunity, I'll go for that.
Wow. But do you have any products in your mind that you, some dream product that you want to make?
So not any dream product kind of thing, but I I really want to, like, I'm more inclined towards I'm also inclined towards social work and all. So I
Okay.
really wanted to, launch something that's called my, you know, even an NGO or something. But things are not very cool right now. You cannot go visit school. Although I
Yeah.
do it, I on regular basis. Like I was teaching programming to child who was from a local government college, and
Mhm.
like what is the condition of these government colleges right now. So she was a very bright student, and seeing her, I actually realized that these kids don't know about the opportunities that are going on. So like I came across an opportunity that is offered by the UP government for students. So I
Mhm.
want everyone to be, informed about these opportunities so that we can just target. There's something around this. Let's see if I can just, mold it into an idea. But yeah, that's future.
Cool. So, uh, like, how has this pandemic been for you? Like, did you get time, more time, or did you lose opportunities because of it?
Okay. Actually, like I'll say, like in terms of being productive, like I learned a lot in this pandemic because one thing that I was very clear from the starting was either I can waste this time and wait for my colleges to reopen, or I can use this time wisely. So I was just open to exploring like anything, even if it was open source or competitive programming or anything else, like even bringing up communities in the college. I wanted it all.
Mhm.
I wanted to experience it all. So I just decided, all right, we can just work hard. So I brushed up, like I learned a lot of coding. Like I started, even if you have to build up something, people say that's a very wrong misconception that some people are not very much into data structures and algorithms, but I really enjoy doing them. So I
Mhm.
started them itself in my second year, like in the starting of my second year. I wrapped them up for like in around 3 to 4 months. Then I explored a lot. I built a blog website with one of my seniors for a group of chartered accountants, and it has like a huge amount of views. So it was a really good experience for me. And then, like, I think what I lagged upon was networking thing, because when we were in college, we used to meet daily some people who have done some exceptional things in their life, like there are crazy people there in my college. Like
Mhm.
they are doing exceptionally good, and when I meet them, like I feel like you should do. So I think what we all are lagging around is the networking part, and what I did good was learning stuff. I was not really doing well at my academics because of my projects overhead, but I somehow managed them. Yeah.
Okay. So, like everyone in your college, all the students are inclined like you, or do they uh, ask you why are you wasting your time in all this?
No one is, I'm belonging to Central University, so I won't say that they are wasting time, but most of the time students have this mentality that college is going to give you great companies to grab, opportunities there. And I don't believe it at all. It's all about your skills. I have seen people who are just doing acads, like how long will it take if you are doing academics like only for 2 hours a day? So why? what are you doing the rest of the time? You have 6 more hours. I expect that, being a student, I can give 8 hours to my study, for myself. So I have seen most of the people, like, they are super cool at their grades, and they are getting like A's and all, even A plus, but
Mhm.
they are not really aware, like, what skills are required in the industry. They are just, lingering around what material we have been provided, just reading that and giving the exam. So I'm not very much in favor of that. Yeah, there are some we have people like them also, but apart from them, we have great people. There are maintainers of Force Asia that we have in our university, and apart from that, there are great people who have cracked off campus opportunities at great organizations. So yeah, there are all kind of people around me. Yeah, so I am just taking the good ones and just leaving the bad ones behind. Yeah.
That's nice. Actually, I have met a lot of students from Maliga University. I had a very negative image about it for some reason. But over the
Oh,
last few months, I have seen there are a lot of interesting students in Maliga University. That's really
actually,
nice.
you cannot blame the university for that. There are every kind of students, but the focused ones are just focusing on their careers, and they are a source of inspiration for me as well. And our professors are, very good. They'll help you in all sorts. Like, I have received my scholarship because of my principal. He helped
Mhm.
me a lot for getting my scholarship. We need recommendations and a lot of paperwork. So I never feel alienated from my university. There are always people who are going to help you out there. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel like with what you're learning in your college syllabus? And you said there is some gap between what you're learning and what you're doing in your internship or what you might do in your job. How do you think somebody should bridge this gap?
I think this gap is because, like, all around India. I won't say that it's just specific to my college
No,
or something
certainly
else.
not any college. It's all
Yeah.
around the world, in fact.
Yeah, like, uh, there is a gap. Like, we are doing most of the things that are theoretical. Like, you are reading about, like, we are reading about some algorithms in OS, scheduling algorithms. They are important. I agree. But we don't have like a thing that's called the project thing. You have projects in your final year and in your pre-final year, but we know how those projects are done. But what I feel is, there should be a dedicated course or something like that that is going to teach you web development, or that is going to teach you Android development, because at first a student is going to start at these things. And what I think is, like, if you are going to startups, or even, like, I believe that if you are going to start up, you are going to work, you have to work on these technologies. Somehow you are going to adjust the server code, somehow you are going to make an API, somehow you are going to fetch it the result. But you should, I think there should be a dedicated section, like, where you are just doing practicals with your projects, a dedicated semester for that, because that's necessary. I have seen a lot of people who were the best graders around in the college, but the people who got into these great companies was actually the people who worked on their skills. So
Okay.
that's what I think. Yeah.
Okay. So, but how do you go about improving your skills? To Udemy or some documents, PDFs, or YouTube? What do you choose?
I think a friend once made a tweet on Twitter that YouTube is a free university, and I totally agree to it. Like,
Okay.
I can find everything there. It's not that it's always properly organized. It's not like that. You won't find everything, but to get a head start, like, there, like, if something excites me, like, hey, this is a cool thing, like, I want to work upon this, I first go on YouTube to see, like, if I can just work on that thing, around that thing. Then
Mm.
documentation of anything is the best. You just need to go to the documentation, and you'll get everything. And I have used Udemy a lot in my starting in my starting time. Like, a lot of courses that I did from there were really helpful to me.
Mm.
I was also actively using Coursera for some things. Like there is a course called Algorithmic Toolbox, so that's like one of my favorite. I have done it from
Okay.
there. So that's a really cool course. Like if you can just go around. But I think if you like, if I don't believe like if you want to learn, YouTube is the first place that gives me a head start. That's for me. Like I go there, then I go to the documentation. That's about
Okay.
me. Yeah.
So you go to the particular site of that technology.
Yeah,
Did you?
like most of the things that I have worked upon right now, till now, or right now, what I'm working upon, they have great documentations. So I'm not working on some top secret thing, but
Okay.
if you have something, I documentations are really good. They take some time, like to soak them up, you will need some time, but you don't have to read the complete documentation. You just have to go through the portions like what you want to implement in your product. So I just go there and I just read about them. So I'm also preparing for my AWS cert. So like the white papers there are very good for me. I
Okay.
I go through them when I get time, or like if I try to understand them. They're hard to understand, but a very good source, a reliable source. That's what I think.
Okay. Which certification are you planning?
Actually, I will try to give the solution architect. I haven't given cloud practitioner, but I read like the complete things about them. I am planning to give like in December start or in November end. So
Okay.
yeah, that would be the time.
Another problem that a lot of students face is like even if they want to learn, there is a huge confusion about which technology should I learn. If there's such a vast range of technologies,
Yeah,
people
yeah,
really
that
get overwhelmed with that. How did you finalize on full stack?
no, it's like I was always interested in web, and it's not that I was very fluent with it. Actually, I in my school I had this HTML class for like around 1 year. So
Okay.
I knew HTML from my eighth or seventh standard, as far as I know. And many people take web development as a cliche topic. Like they think it's nothing. We'll do it. No, it's a vast topic. And when it comes to scaling things up, it's really amazing, like how you're going to write your code, how you're going to make it readable by humans. That's a very important point that I have learned. Whatever you are writing should be readable by your fellow humans. So yeah, so while I was just deciding upon technologies, I will not say that I wasn't confused, but I tried them all. Like I have projects that I have made in months, that I have React and Firebase projects. I have worked on Django also, that I'm working on right now. So what I have learned from all these things, they are, just the way you implement thing changes, the base remains same. You know, you cannot make a web page without HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. You need to know what is there. So I think if you work on one technologies and you know how to, use them, others won't be very tough for you. It's just a matter of how you switch between languages. So it's not a very, tough issue there. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you learn Django? Again from documentation or?
Yeah, so actually, I learned Django. I started Django from my YouTube channel, and then I went to the documentation. I made two or three small projects by myself. Like they are not very presentable projects, but I did them for myself to understand things better. So this is how it started. I will not say like I'm very fluent in Django, but I think I will be like after I start working actively in for that in my internship. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So how would you suggest, how would you advise somebody who is a fresher in your college and he asks you that how should I go about upskilling?
Yeah, so I get on calls with a lot of my juniors who are in first year. Actually, they are the people who have suffered the most, I think. They
Mhm.
have never been to college. They don't know what their seniors are doing. But I was having a conversation with one. So like I would suggest to these people, like try to, talk to your seniors, try to talk to people from your college and see what they are doing. That's really important. This was a major driving force for me. Like I used to think, how could they do that? Why cannot I do that? And they used to do like wonderful things, like they are making some small some small Python script for something, and I was thinking, will I be able to? So just talk to them, they are very it's really helpful, because sometimes what happens now, like we want to do everything by ourselves, but that's not a very good way, to go around things. Talk to people, talk to a lot of people. I started my journey in my first year, when I came across, like, open source was at my mind at that time. Like,
Mm,
how are they doing it? And so my seniors from that particular area guided me a lot. So I would suggest to them, just go and talk to your seniors, and don't watch useless videos that on YouTube, that how to become, this on this particular side and this on this particular side. Just talk to real people, not to people on like YouTube. Like, that's
mm,
also a big flaw. Students just go on YouTube and they search for packages. I want to get this package, and how should I prepare? They
mhm.
are not exploring at all. Like, uh, if you are going to take technology as a pressure, it will never help you. That's what I think. Yeah,
Okay, that's nice.
yeah,
It's good. Yeah, you have given a good overview of how you are picking up. It's really
yeah.
commendable that in your second year you have already done so much and you're doing a fruitful internship. You have got a Grace Hopper scholarship. I think you will do great by the time by the time
I
you are in
I
fourth year. I'm sure you'll have a lot
I cannot
in your
promise
bucket.
that, but I'll try my best. That's what I can say right now. Yeah.
Right. All the best, and thank you very much for your inputs. I'm sure students will learn from this.